Right, folks, I've got one for you here now. Right, reading something today in the old newspaper about Man United again. I'm sorry it's always Man United with me because I'm a United fan. No, I've not been happy to be this year, but I am. Always have been, always will be, till the day that I die. Anyway, hopefully it's a year or two away yet. Just reading something in the paper today. Who are United going to get rid of? Who are they going to keep? There's been a lot of speculation this last week or so. We had a couple of reports about a week since that United are going to get rid of virtually the whole squad and keep maybe 3, maximum 4 players. Obviously, that's never going to be the case. I think Eric's come out himself and said absolute rubbish. Whoever gets rid of a whole squad, you just don't do it. It's just newspapers. They talk. It's crazy. He said, we had somebody do a bit of digging last year, and in the close season last year, we were linked to 200 players. He said, well, I can assure you of this. I was there throughout the summer, and the only ones we're interested in is the ones that I asked the scouting network to look into and do due diligence on. Pity they didn't do it in a better way with people like Anthony, but that's another story. Anyway, he said, no, we won't be shipping out that many, but obviously we'll be active in the transfer market because we're Manchester United. Anyway, the paper here is going through everybody in the squad and telling you who they think is going to go. The bigger the rating, at max out of 10, the paper thinks they're going to go. I'll tell you what I think with each. Let's read them through. See what you think. Give me your opinion. You tell me, as a United fan, who would you get rid of? Who would you keep? As an opposing fan, even somebody that hates United. Now, don't be naughty, don't be nasty, but tell me the ones you may have in your team, the United players you'd have in your team, and the ones you wouldn't look twice at. Right, this is where we started. This is called heading for the exit. Casemiro, they're giving it an 8 out of 10 that he's going to go. Great first season, really poor this year, extremely slow. I think Carragher said the other week, looks like he's pulling a bus, pulling an ambulance, I think he said. I said it looks like he's pulling an ambulance with the back 2 wheels popped. Absolutely shocking now, he's gone completely. Although he's a try, he's been a world-class player, I think he's probably got to go. Jadon Sancho, well, he's definitely going to go if Eric's still there. If Eric's not there, then you never know. But I don't want him. For they're giving him an 8 out of 10. I don't want him for all he's doing better there in that there Germany now. He had his plenty of chances over here, didn't take them. I don't want him, but that's only me. Rafael Varane, they're giving him a 9 out of 10. They're pretty certain he's going to go. He's not being offered a contract this year. They're certain he's going to go. I think he probably will. And he's missed a lot of games this year with injury, and he's getting to the end of his career. Anthony Martial, or Iggy as I call him. If you've seen the earlier videos about Iggy, you'll know what I mean. If you've not, go and watch them. I try to make them funny. If anyone's deserves the tag of Iggy, it's this fella. A 10 out of 10 he's going to go, he says. I should hope so. He should have gone about 4 years ago. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they're only giving him a 7 out of 10 to go. I want him out the building, out the stadium. I have for 2 years now. I think he's absolutely crap. Again, look on my old videos. I will explain why. Many like him. I don't get it. Brandon Williams, yes, he's probably gone. I liked him when he first aired, but I've not seen much of him since, so I don't know. But he's had a couple of loan spells, and for all I can surmise, he's not done particularly well. I would have had him back. Christian Eriksen. Oh, by the way, Brandon Williams, 9 out of 10 to go. Eriksen, 9 out of 10 to go. I think he probably will. He's a great pro. His legs have probably gone when we purchased him, or when we got hold of him. They're more so now, and he's got to go, I think. Mason Greenwood, a 7 out of 10. Now you think that'd be a 9 or a 10 because it's pretty apparent, or it seems that they don't want him back. If you've seen my past videos, you'll know how I feel. I would hope it's a 0 out of 10. I do want him back. The reason they're saying 7 is they're saying they've touted him around to some, but because of his past and because of the baggage that's following him, maybe nobody will want him, and maybe we'll want too big a fee for him. I'd have him back in a heartbeat. Before you start calling me, watch me past videos. It gives you reasons why. Danny van der Beek, 8 out of 10. I would have thought that'd be a 10. The only reason it's not a 10 is nobody seems to want him. Palestri, 8 out of 10. I don't think we really gave him a chance. I'd be sat on the fence with this fella, to be honest with you. I'd give him more of a chance, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it. Old Hannibal, 7 out of 10. I think we want him gone. That would be higher, but again, he's not doing well in his loan spell. I didn't mind him the few times we've seen him this year. Now, some will call him, he seems a bit of a hothead, but when all the team are playing absolutely crap and not applying themselves and not trying, He's running and jamming into tackles, he's kicking people, he's putting people up in the air. He might be getting yellow carded, but at least he's showing a commitment and he's got some skill there. I'd have kept him on board, but it looks like they're not going to. Alvaro Fernandez, he's a 9 out of 10 to go. I think Benfica are very close to signing him, but I believe we're going to get a sell-on clause. So because he's only young, if there's money made when they resell him on, we'll get something from it. Amrabat, 9 out of 10 to go, like Fernandez. I think that's a certainty. I did not realise he was that slow. He's not bad, he tries his best, he's not good enough. He had a good World Cup, but nothing since it. And then in the balance, this is in the balance part, Bruno Fernandes, 4 out of 10. There's been rumours this week that he may go. I don't think he will. I don't think they'll want him to go. I think they'll be mad to let him go. I hate the histrionics, the throwing his arms in the air and diving on the floor, lying on the floor and rolling around. I hate all that about him, but everything else he does, I love. I think he's one great player. Had he been at City this year or Arsenal, he'd have looked even better, and he'd have made both of those teams better, I believe, even City. Anthony, 6 out of 10 to go. That'd be a 9 for me because I'd want him gone, but it looks like the big wages, the big fee, and the fact that Ten Hag's put his faith in him means he's going to get at least another year. I think he'll get that even if Ten Hag goes, but I'm not sure there's enough of a player there. Marcus Rashford, 5 out of 10 to go. I'd never have wanted him gone. Hand on heart now, I don't want him gone. He's a young lad who got brought up at the academy. He's worked all the way through. He's been a United fan all his life. They're the people you want playing for your team. But by anybody's standards, he's had a crap year this year. And I mean crap. And I, more than anyone else, have had a pop at him on here. I'm defending myself after he's had to go at everyone on social media. He doesn't mean me. I'm too small a fry. And he means those on your TikToks and your Instagrams and those with the big YouTube channels. But I've had to go because I just think he's proved how lazy he's been all year. He's been extremely lazy. He won't put a shift in. He's on fortunes. He's a young, fit, adult footballer who should be running his blood to water, running through brick walls. He does none of it. I think he's what Roy Keane would call a bluffer, or he's been that this year, and it's a shame because there's a great player there. Harry Maguire, 5 out of 10. That would have been a 9 or a 10 for this newspaper a year ago. It would have probably been for me, because although I like him as a guy, I think he was letting us and himself down. I think this year, since he's brought back into the fold, he's got a lot better. Still very slow, still a worry at the back, but if you've got an even better goalkeeper, a better defence, and a proper holding midfield, they can compensate for his lack of speed, because with everything else, I think he's brilliant. I like Harry Maguire. Plays with his heart on his sleeve. He always gives 110%, and many don't. Dalot, 4 out of 10. They don't think he's going to go. He hardly ever gets injured. He's coming on great guns with Ten Hag. I agree with that. Victor Lindelof, a 6 out of 10. Again, I'm on the fence. It depends on which centre-backs go and how many centre-backs we bring in. Scott McTominay, that would have been a 9 or a 10 for this newspaper and for me 6 or 8 months ago. But I've got to say, since he got brought back into the fold, he's done really well. Scored a lot of important goals, won us a lot of points. Do I think he's a starter for United? No, I don't. But on the bench, he could keep that bench warm for the next 3 or 4 years for me and do a job when he's brought on. So I'd keep him. Johnny Evans, only a 6 out of 10. I think it's mainly because they're not going to transfer him, because this will probably be his last club. That's what they mean by this. He might go at the end of the season, and I won't be surprised to see him getting a backroom job at United. Tom Heaton, the goalkeeper, 6 out of 10. Well, he's 38 again. He's going to go nowhere now, so that's why it's so low. 6 out of 10. Forson, 6 out of 10. I think he's only got a couple of months left to sign a contract or as a free agent, but the word is Ten Hag wants to keep him and rates him. We've not seen enough of him to know that, but I believe he's a good young player, so you'd want them to stay. But the fact that he's only 2 months from becoming a free agent makes you think he's probably going to go. Staying, these are the ones that they're certain are going to stay. Maino Kobe, 0 out of 10. I would say 0 minus 4 out of 10, but we do not want him to go. We do not. He is the future of the club, that young boy. He really is. Garnacho, 0 out of 10. Don't want that fella going either. Rasmus, 1 out of 10. Now, we don't want Rasmus to go, but I do hope next year, I'd like them to bring in another centre forward. Maybe somebody even better than him, as in maybe Harry Kane. I still think there's a chance we'll get Kane. I do honestly, although it'll take a lot of our budget. But I don't mind Rasmus playing second fiddle to somebody for the next couple of years to bring him on. He's still only 21. I don't think he would leave us. Or the other alternative for me is, as I've said, you bring Greenwood back, he can dovetail with Rasmus as centre forward. When he's not playing centre forward, he can always go on the right wing. Mason. With Greenwood, he can cover the wing and centre forward. And again, if you get injuries to Rasmus, he's there. You've got a ready-made goal scorer. Mason Mount, 3 out of 10. They've got him so low. I think he's had a poor season, but he's been injured for much of it. And I think he's on a big transfer fee, big wages, and I think they think they'll struggle to get rid of him. If you say to me, do I want him to go, what would I rate it? I'd rate him about an 8 out of 10. I'd probably like him out there. Not a bad player, but I don't think he's needed. I don't know why they paid as much money as they did for him. I don't think we needed him. They could have sorted other positions first. Luke Shaw, 3 out of 10. Well, he's been a shining light the last couple of years. He lets himself down with certain things, but on the whole, he's had good years. His big problem is, again, he gets injured a lot. But he's only 29. If we can get him back fit and a run of games, he can have 3, 4 or 5 more years yet. And he has been one of our better players in that rear guard there. And also with Luke Shaw, he links up well with his winger, which is better than any other of our fullbacks do. Martinez, 3 out of 10. I'd say that would be a 0 out of 10. I would not want that boy to go. He's a ready-made centre-back for a world-class centre-back they bring in, a great partner. Or, as I said before, for me, he could even play holding midfield with Kobe. I think they'd be fantastic. Onana, they've got him as a 2 out of 10. They say in here that after the shaky start, he's had a great season, not let anybody down. I'm not so sure I agree with that. If they could get a better goalkeeper in, I wouldn't mind this guy going. I think he does some good things. I think his distribution is good. In fact, it's great. But often he gets caught in possession as well with it because he's very lackadaisical. He makes some rash decisions. He gives lots of penalties away. And I'm concerned that he doesn't catch much. He punches things away and punches things to the floor. And he doesn't push things away around his sticks. He pushes things back into play. I think that's shocking. And some of his decision making when coming for the ball amongst a crowd of people is poor. He comes at the wrong time and he often doesn't get the ball. He worries me. So I'd have him gone, but I know he can get better for us because he's got better as the season's gone on. Next year he could be better again. So I don't mind him sticking with him, but if he went, it wouldn't kill me. Malacia, a 3 out of 10. Well, I think they put him so low as a 3 because nobody's probably going to want him at the moment because he's had no game time for the last 12 months. He's not been fit. Nobody knows how he's going to be when he comes back. We don't even know ourselves. I'd have him as a 3 out of 10 or less because I don't want him to go. I see promise in the lad. I think he's a good alternative at fullback, and I think he's only going to get better. And then Biyinde, that's the Turkish goalkeeper. They've got him as a 3 out of 10. The reason for that is we've not paid a lot of money for him, so we don't need to get rid. As long as he doesn't want to go, because all he's been at the moment is a bench warmer. I think he's only had 1 game when your man was away at the was it the African Nations Cup, the Cup of Nations, or whatever it is. For me, there'd be times I'd have given him a bit more game time to see what he's all about. I know he's played for Turkey. He's a big lad, good physique, and I think if Ten Hag had given him a bit of game time, it might have put more pressure on Onana to sort out his mind, and I think that would have helped. For me, Onana's getting too much game time. There's no pressure on him at all. So that's what the papers say. I've told you what I think. If you are a United fan, what do you think, other than the fact that you'll think, good God, you've rambled on a lot, but that's what I do. I'm sorry about that. If you're not a United fan, who would you have for your team? Who would you get rid of if you were a United fan? Who do you rate at United? Do you rate anybody? Do you rate many of them? Let me know. That's what the comment section's there for.